Appreciate you for tuning in to the Theory Expo. If you enjoy the content we're doing, please like and subscribe. And on that note, let's get to it.
Last two episodes, man. What you think?
I'm gonna tell you this. It's my favorite show, bro. This is my favorite show. Like I got chills now, bro.
House of Dragon, I would say, is mine right now, but this one is this one running out.
And we're gonna talk about House of Dragon next. I got chills just now. That last episode, I already watched 3 times.
I was literally just watching it for the second time, man. I think I gotta watch it a third time, man. There's so much going on, bro. It's so dense. It's so dense in a good way.
For a 30-minute, 35-minute show where they like they do a great job, and I don't want to slurp it too much, right? I'm just really enjoying it. But for like one of the things that I really like about it, so they go in a lot of places for like not a lot of action to be happening, right? But even if I'm only getting, they did the scene with the female ISB. Is it ISB?
Yeah.
They got the female. I can't remember her name. But just her one scene, I got like, she done figured it out. And they only had one scene with her for like 2 minutes. But I got what I needed to get from that episode. So they like, they try to do a bunch of things. She's like, man, they all over the place. I don't know who am I paying it. They gave me that one scene with her. She did her. They split and they only gave me one of Selvig, Lutheran. They only gave me, but like they gave me the scene with Mon Mothma, and she got going on with 2. She had like 2 scenes. This whole dynamic they got with back to Mon Mothma, because I watched that, right? And then I went and watched the her speech in Jedi, right? I did 2 things. I watched, because my thought was like, how is Mon Mothma go from this to the person who was in Rebels that made that speech, right? To the person that was in Jedi talking about many Bothans
died.
How is she gonna become that? But like in a good way, right? And like we were talking about, I keep dumping on it. I'm gonna make a point about this because I keep dumping on Obi. Remember when I had my questions about Obi, and it was like, how did that guy? How is he going from the guy that was at Revenge of the Sith that could look Luke in his face and say, "You got to kill your father," or we need to hurry up and run? I guess they kind of let me know how he was ready to run and go help Leia, because they did the shit at the end. Like, how was he ready? How did he get to that point? But really, my point was, how was he really willing to tell Luke that you should kill your father, right? Don't see the good side of him. I never got that answer, but that's in a bad way. But like, I'm really wanting to see, and it's making me look back to see. I'm gonna give my guy his credit. This dude acting his ass off. Pause. Diego Luna.
Yeah,
because this is not the guy that I saw in he actually is going to have to act down.
Yes,
because this guy right here, I feel like he didn't have this energy.
You want to talk about a gray area, like gray character, man, great moral gray area. He definitely fits that. He's like, man, this dude edgy, man. Like you don't know if he like murdered somebody. You know what I mean?
Tighten him up,
and
smoothing him out. Even though he shot that guy in the beginning, but that was like precision, because this guy's not precise. Like he willing to do anything, but like really just to like save himself or whatever predicament in to get out of the predicament, right? That's where he at right now. He don't trust nobody. Nobody trusts him, and that's okay. But like,
so the one dude, man, hey man, don't touch me, man.
How's he gonna believe? Yeah. You want something? You say something.
I was like, bro. Calm down, bro. Calm down. Yeah.
My man with the mustache, my thing about Star Wars, they ain't never got no barbers in Star Wars, bro. Again, both of the brothers in there, they ain't got no edge.
No edge, bro.
But like that guy is gonna become the guy that's like following orders, precise about what. Okay, I can see everything about Saw Gerrera. You when you had that contact when you was on that planet, and then you murked, and then you was like that guy. Like just kind of like zeros and ones. He was zeros and ones when he was in. There was no in between. Like he had no kind of like personality, right? I think that's the reason why people like, you gonna do a show about him? Like it may make more sense to have one about the girl, because she's the one who had depth in the movie, right? But like even Mothman, like you go Rocket One, like how are they gonna kind of act down by the time they get to Rogue, right before Rogue One? Because it's like, man, like I know I'm all over the place. I'm gonna let you go, but just like I'm so long way was saying, like I'm really enjoying the show, and every scene that happened, even though like they had a whole episode where they just kind of was on that far, right? But like, I'm like, man, they about to get in. Like anytime between this dude Skeen and Andor, one of them might have to kill each other. You know who? And I'm trying to guess which one, because you know one gonna be Judas, right? One gonna be the one that's gonna turn on him. But it's like, which one is it? Now I don't believe it's him anymore. Like, is it just little young boy? Like, is it the little was the kind of the Indian woman? What's her name? I don't know, the healer.
Yeah,
right?
I'm bad with the names.
Yeah, I can't remember her name. Like, you know, and I don't. They're not going out of their way to let us know, because like we know they're gonna be gone.
Yeah,
like,
they not
gonna make it.
Nah, they're not gonna be here when the war start. Nah,
Mon Mothma know the dude that's dressed. She pretty sure the dude that's driving her is a spy. Like, they keep saying his name, so you know, like, listen, like that. They not sneaky. That's not a happenstance. They keep asking what is. I'm gonna let you talk, man. But like, dude, I love this, man. I figured it was gonna be good. Man, I didn't think I was gonna like it this much. I was gonna be scared, but they got me.
Nah, this is good, man. I'm just blown away by how good it looks, but I'm also starting to just see just how dense it is, just in terms of the dialogue, man. Like, it's so much packed into that little 45 45 minutes that it is. You get so much. Like, you can go back, you gonna have to really go back and watch this multiple times, bro, to really understand exactly like what the hell, why things happen the way they happen. But going back to Mount Month, you made a great point. How the hell does she become this like illustrious speaker? You know what I mean? Like, you starting to see it now where it's like, all right, yeah, she come from like a affluent world, right? Like, she's rich. You know what I mean? Yeah. She's like, she really believed that you know, in a better galaxy, to the point where she willing, because nothing that she had was really at stake under the Empire, right? Like, she's not doing this because she's gonna lose everything. She's doing this because she feel like, well, at least I think we'll get there eventually, where she feel like she's just the right thing to do. You know what I mean? So watching her is very interesting. Like yeah, like, because I did always wonder, like, man, how did this woman come from? Why is this woman all white speaking to the rebels like this? And now we see it, man. We see in the world she come from, and to the point, but she under so much pressure, bro. Like you said, her driver is a spy. Like, they had to play him off in the last episode, not this one, but the episode before last. Where they like, when Skarsgård put on the wig and he got into his other character,
when it was in the novelty shop he got.
He better get an Emmy or something, a nomination for this shit, man. Because you want to talk about a triple agent at this point? I ain't gonna say triple agent, like double agent, but he playing the store owner, and you know what I mean. He playing he basically the leader of the entire movement or whatever. The farm guys. He going back talking to them. He had to talk to old girl rough, like, hey, listen to me. You know what I mean?
Oh my god,
man, if you don't listen to me. Hey, listen to me. Look.
She was like,
I'm dropping him off. Look, keep this shit together, man. Hey, I got a lot of pressure on this side, man. So he playing, it's crazy. It's like we're seeing multiple sides. We're seeing Mom Malta's side, where she gotta move in the shadows. She up top, man. She's in Coruscant. She's rich. You know what I mean? Her cars fly around. You know what I mean? Her cars fly around the city.
Is gorgeous, man.
My favorite planet, bro.
How many times have I asked you, like, hey, man, what happened to Coruscant? Like,
it's back.
Oh my god! But go ahead, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you.
Nah, but I'm just saying, man. Just seeing the worlds, bro. You see the world that he came from, man. He was out in the jungle, man. Pulled him out of the jungle. Then he kind of went to like another, he went to like a little industrial type. You know what I mean? Like blue collar.
Talking about Lutheran Skarsgård?
No, I'm talking about Diego Luna's character. Okay, just the worlds he's been in now. Yeah, but now he's interacting with Skarsgård. I know I'm all over the place now, but Skarsgård is playing. He got to play multiple sides. He this ruthless leader. You know what I mean? Or like covert leader with the little guerrilla group that you know what I mean? He in that, but then he go back and he played this other part where he this flamboyant curator type dude. And he got, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, bro. It's not one minute of this show is wasted.
Nothing is wasted. And that was what I had. No waste. There is nothing wasted.
And that is very rare. And I mean, I'm keeping it real. We've rarely seen this in Star Wars, bro. It's been a lot. Even Mandalorian got a lot of little moments in there where it's kind of like, all right, you know, like,
yeah,
cool. Boba Fett did, Obi-Wan did, but this every time you looking at the screen, something is happening. They don't waste 1 minute, one line.
And that was what I got from the last episode, where like even the point where they had light-skinned dude when they was down back on Diego's not home planet, but where he was kind of Ferrex.
Oh yeah.
When they went on Ferrex, and they was just like, which one you want? Get this room, make it you, and like that. But us seeing how the Empire could just come in and just take over a town. But it's not even like we taking over the town like we coming with guns and we taking it over. We taking it over just from like a presence, almost like a big box company coming into your mom and pop neighborhood, and then they just go ahead and put the biggest store, and all of a sudden they take all the business, right? They run everybody out. It's more like that than to me than like just some, because for me, you looking at the Empire, it's like they come in, they bring some stormtroopers, they run everybody out, they force you to do this. Like, nah, we just here for the presence.
Yeah,
we here.
There's gonna be little bloodshed here. We're gonna come here and we're gonna take over.
Go ahead,
can't stop us.
Just report this.
See that right there?
Yeah, we there.
That's a Star Destroyer.
We
don't even I don't even have to be here, my man. I can just level the entire planet from orbit. But that's, you know what I mean? It's like
seeing like intelligent. We seeing like intelligent Empire. Not just like those people that was in the room on a New Hope.
New Hope, yeah.
One of my favorite scenes, right? Like not just those, then everybody else are dimwits. We seeing people. My man said, like, what do we do here? What do we do here? This was like early episodes, so I'm going back. My man with the luscious hair or whatever, when he was like, and they were like, oh, we the one female, I gotta remember her name. I think she's dope. When she's like, no, we monitor this, we monitor that. No, we eradicate diseases. We eradicate diseases is what we do. Like I'm sitting there like, damn, I might want a job there. Like, y'all right? You talk like man. That, like the intelligence, and like you say, even though like it's a catchphrase, but when in this episode, when Andor come across that guy and he was like, he's looking for his stuff, and the guy was like, oh yeah, that's army issue, where you get that from? And he's like, I didn't pick a name, talking about the gun or whatever. And he was like, when did they get you? I spent 3 years, like, you know what this tattoo mean? And then he was just like, yeah, I was there 3 years. And they were talking, he was like, hey man, the axe forgets, but the tree doesn't. It was just like, I know that's a catchphrase, like you snuck that in there like that, like, yeah, bro. But that was like wasn't even the best line of the show. Like when the damn TIE fighter came through, man, just fucking with him, man. I got the Apple TV. I got the Apple TV, so I can connect my headphones to it easy. So I'm not watching no more Andor episodes without my headphones, right? So I can watch the AirPods or whatever. Yeah, man. When that TIE fighter come through, just fucking with him. Little man look at him like, but he say the line about what they doing above won't hurt as much as us from coming from the whatever his little line was, man. And I'm like, and then we see remember when they was walking up the hill, and that's like that first nugget where you get into like a real theory, like when that Imperial kind of I don't know what that kind of plane is called. Remember at first the brother was like, we got an engineer from Coruscant showing up. So then they trigger your mind like, is that Urso? That's my man. What's the other guy? Not the guy, the main guy who was trying to get Urso, that killed Urso's
Krennic.
Krennic. Was it Krennic? Like, is it Urso? Is it Krennic? Like, who could possibly? Because in that plane flew, because Diego Andor looked back and he saw the plane go past. So that's somebody showing up. Yeah. Like, I don't think they just threw that in there. And it's like, that's the first time they kind of like really put like a nugget in there. Like, I know they got some Easter eggs in Lutheran shop. They drop a couple scare lines and this, but like, somebody in that plane? Like, that was the first one they did in all 5 shows. And I never noticed that I didn't need that. But yeah, there was just so much going on this last episode, man. I was just like,
I heard they mentioned Hosian, right?
I feel like they did.
I think they mentioned Hosian, which was the planet that was destroyed in Force Awakens.
Yeah, they mentioned that one.
Missing Hosian. Yeah, I was like, damn, that's interesting. Even though I hate that movie, but
100%.
But still, I was like, damn, that's like a nice little nugget, though. You know what I mean? Just to hear that Hosian system or. Whichever one, but they mentioned Hosian. I know, so that was kind of like an interesting little nugget.
They brought up Jakku, and then you find out so much like what Jakku was like. When we get to so if you're not into the deep lore of Star Wars, right? You just watch the movies that come out. Why would they mention Jakku? Jakku is like just a desert planet for nobodies, and you realize like that was like kind of Palpatine's kind of one of his backup planets, right? Like when you start watching stuff, like it was actually a bigger deal that the movies didn't really let us know.
There's like a major battle was fought there too.
Yeah. So they bring in some of that stuff, or it's like they even doing, because the Mandalorian did some of that. I watched season 2 again. This made me, and I'm gonna get into a conversation about that. I just recently watched season 2 again. But I say all that, like one of the things that Mandalorian did, and then they sneak a couple of these in, is trying to like lead you a little bit, not just the New Hope and the original trilogy, but they put some nuggets that was in like, oh, okay, that's okay, like the scene, like we go to Mandalorian, or was it Boba Fett? The scene with seeing the new Jedi temple getting built does not make a Force Awakens, does not make the other ones better, but we can see the beginning of that. We have a little bit of attachment because we saw the end. Little things like that is kind of cool, and then you see them sneak them in a little bit, like that's okay. But back to Andor, the last thing I'm gonna say, and you said it earlier, they don't waste 1 minute of anything. Everything that appears, even my man eating cereal was like the
blue milk, man. She poured blue milk in there. She poured blue
and she
milk
just
in there, man.
busting his balls the entire time.
Great actress, by the way. She was in Macbeth, the Denzel Washington version that just came out.
Yeah,
she's really good in that, man.
And they just show some shit. She do like a one-woman show, like that she famous for, like she a legit performer.
Yeah, she is.
She busting his chops. He's sitting there looking at the Coruscant sun, like, and then it's only there for like a half a second. Then it's off his face. He want to cry, and then he looking at the hologram at the end, and it's like he don't even got to do nothing but what they're showing. And it's one last thing. Hey man, Mama gonna lose her family, man. That family that don't give two shits about her because she probably like ain't really there. Hey man, she gonna lose them, man. Like all these people gonna get lost. Like it's gonna be something gonna happen, and like her decisions she make beyond them getting at her, and maybe we'll get a backstory about like she like is the daughter trying to call her out, like you only want me for the photo ops, like you ain't really doing mommy stuff. You just doing it for like the appearances.
Damn.
But that
the girl with the two ponytails,
her little daughter, whatever. But that ain't gonna mean that it ain't gonna sting when they gone, because she gotta make decisions that like decisions that she make is gonna probably lose her family.
It's consequences.
You know what I'm saying? Like decisions like we seeing Diego right now, we seeing Andor kind of indirectly assumingly, because he know the most, like y'all sloppy. He left-handed. He right. You should have him over here. Y'all don't know how to lift the thing.
The girl's like,
what
is it? What is Jeff?
Yeah.
What is that? Right. left. Like slop. Yeah.
He calling them out like I know y'all nervous. Like we just, people getting in the last day, they want to start, dude's about to get at his neck, took his kyber crystal, whatever. Like we all scared, but don't lose your nerve. Like he assuming a leadership role because he the only one that probably done really put in work. Literally. Right? Bro, he about to lose all them. And it's probably gonna be a decision he made that, like some shit he did.
Leave him behind. Yeah.
Got them blown up.
Yeah.
Mom Mothma. She gonna make a decision and she gonna lose her family over it.
How many episodes left? It's 12, right?
We had total, 12, right? So we going into 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we midway. So yeah, man, I'm just intrigued. I think they're doing a good job. I think they're doing a really good job, man.
Man, it's well done. I think it's super. It's dense, man. It's really packed with it's just a lot, man. It's a lot going on, man. I'm definitely gonna go back and look at it again, man. Great acting. Just to see this side of, it's not a lot of aliens in it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I'm praying we see a Bothan by the end of the season. I
got a question for you about that.
I always wanted to see a live action Bothan, but not a lot of aliens, and it's just the fact that they mentioned the Emperor. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is what I always thought of the Empire is like. It never was about the Emperor. The Emperor was like insane, right? Like he was like a psychopath, but this shit that was under him was a well-oiled machine that was going to go on, that went on after he died. And you seeing now, this is why, man, like they had the smartest people, like you said, oh boy, like we eradicate disease. They had a philosophy for this shit, bro. Like they had a mission statement for this. Like, we the Empire, bro. That's what we do. You know what I mean? We eradicated the Jedi too. That's the thing of the past, man. They was trying to put a galaxy together, bro. They was trying to keep a galaxy at peace.
It's like they separate. This show is doing a good job of separating the Sith from the Empire, right?
Yes.
So we always saw it as the Sith. So like you say, we eradicate Jedis. That's all you really do is think about the Empire. You think about the battles and the fights and all that. But right here, you can see like this was a machine that was going to continue because based on the corporate structure that they had.
Yeah,
right?
It was strong, bro.
the corporate structure, right? Like now we get to the point, like how y'all actually, honestly, how are y'all gonna sell me on how the damn
Empire was defeated. How
how
they
they
was
got
defeated.
defeated just off a
It was
Death Star
defeated.
getting blown up,
It was
right?
defeated because of the Emperor. Like
Because
the
of
Emperor.
Palpatine. Because
If you
Palpatine
if
came
you read
back.
the
Okay.
if you
Okay.
read the books,
Okay.
bro, if you read the books, they go over stuff like this idea of like, bro, we kind of, hey man, hey bro, leave us alone, man. Hey, the Moffs was like running shit, bro. Like the Moffs was like almost like partners with the Emperor. Like, hey man, we'll run these planets and these systems. You do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? You run it. You building super weapons and all this, and that's cool. We'll like agree with that because that keep us in power because we keeping people in fear. But man, the Emperor was the one that like underestimated the rebellion and was like, nah, man, I see things through the Force. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know I'm not gonna lose. You know, I've seen this already. I've foreseen this. You know what I mean? Like just his arrogance is what eventually led to them. But the Empire. It's the reason why the Empire came back. You know, they call it First Order, but it's the reason why. In whether you look at Legends or you looking at the Disney canon now, the Empire always comes back. It's because it is, man. Like it's a well-oiled machine, bro. You can't just get rid of that because you blew up 2 Death Stars and killed the Emperor and killed Darth Vader. Like they were at the top, you know what I mean? They were like enforced, you know, like Darth Vader was like an enforcer and eventually like a leader, like a commander. But they this, like I said, this is a well-oiled machine, man. We seeing it finally. It's really interesting, man. I hope I hope we get more.
Yeah, like because just seeing old girl and her assistant being like, that shit too, like this is how I would do it. I would have it like they're, it's too random to be random. Like they're doing this, they're doing that, like and like just seeing how that whole even operation is, and you like even light skinned dude like no, this is a like to your point, you use a good point. This is a well-oiled machine. Like this beyond just being like an army. It's more than an army. Like this is why they can continue to. This is why they can come back again. This is why they will always be able to come back. And the
army is just a part of it.
Yeah, the rebellion can never really suppress that because they have a infrastructure. They can come back after what they just did in the trilogy, right? Like, I got a quick question for you because I was talking to somebody about this, and they was like, "Hey, man, you know what I would like to see?" Because my line is, "Man, hey, man, let's get out of this area. Let's go move on. This, that, and the third." And I think we still should, like whether it's before, whether
I'm hoping this is the end. You know what I mean? That we can wrap this up. You know what I mean? Like,
do you think? Because you brought up a point, we may get to this in this situation and get into this thing that we may get between trilogy shows, right? So, like, do you like one of my questions was, do you ever really think we're going to see the Bothans? And like, do we need a in between? Because do we need a? Let's say they want to do Luke Skywalker, right? We know he trained with them in between, like he's getting that training from Obi-Wan, and then like he was with how long he was with Yoda on Dagobah, right? But like what happens in between? Like Luke grew a lot in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Like,
right, they made a game off of that, man, called Shadow of the Empire, where he got like this dope costume, bro. He got like it's like he got the all black on, but he got like a brown vest, which I always thought was dope. Like you never see it in the movies because it's like, but that in between, you're right, man. That in between phase where he had to build his own, he had to rebuild another lightsaber, where he built the green lightsaber. Yeah, he grew a lot, man. Yeah, and in between that, it's Legends now, but yeah, they had a game called in the comic book and like a whole they had a whole book about it. It was where it's like Darth Vader, it's, what I mean, he like going against this the Emperor basically has this new guy who's like working for him. But look it up. But it's interesting, man. It's not canon anymore, but you're right. That's an unexplored area, man.
That they do things like
after
that. After
Empire Strikes Back, the Empire was riding high for called the Empire.
Do a show like do you show that moment? Do we first see, because we never saw Bothans? Do we see Bothans in this? But dude, is that a situation like, what? They ain't not bringing all these people back just to be doing one thing, right? Like is there a situation where they do? And that's maybe more predictive. Really, my main question was, do you think we going to see Bothans? Right. I'm
gonna share my screen.
I was talking to somebody and I was like, hey man, they was like, I like to see that. Like I like to see the in between time, the in between the movies, right? Like, do I want to see the in between maybe A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back, the in between Empire and Jedi?
So here's my I'm with you, and that's what I'm asking.
Seeing this rekindles that, like, I think I probably do want to. I didn't want to see it, but like if they do it right, but it's It's
what is a Botham though? Because we don't know. Because fans know from Legends.
Yes,
this is what a Botham was supposed to look like.
Yeah,
but that's Legends now. That's not canon. So and when you hit the canon here on Wikipedia, there's
Wikipedia.
there's no picture
image.
of a Botham. We don't know what a Botham looked like. You know what I mean? Go to the description. Botham was first mentioned in 1980 Star Wars: Return of the Jedi and canonically appeared into Bloodline. Damn, really?
She hit that stiff ass line.
Damn, appeared in various visual so we don't know. There's no there's no official description here in present canon. So a Botham can just be like, we might already see one, right? We might fuck around and the damn her driver would be like, hey, I'm one of them, you know what I mean? And he might pull like, he might be a damn Botham. We don't know what a Botham is.
We don't
just
know that it's shapeshifters.
We just know
exactly.
We just know they died. Get that? But a Botham can just be saying
that's a whole battle. They made a whole movie off Rogue One, off of the damn getting the Death Star plans. Do they not make a show in the future about the Bothans getting those right?
Yeah, because that's the second Death Star, right?
Like, getting those plans for that. Right, and then you gotta she brought that line up where she was like, when she went into Lutheran's his little back room, and she was like, I'm about to bring somebody in, right? I got somebody I can bring in, and Lutheran was like, nah, hell no, even though he's doing his own thing with Andor. He's like, hell no. But like, could that be you're like, I'm about to bring somebody in, is there more she can bring in a Botham? Like, I don't think it's as simple as bail.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be that.
It's not gonna be that, bro. That
costs too much.
That costs too much, and it's like it's not really that much like plausible in this show, right?
It don't fit the tone.
You saw this dude just sleep like in the background. You trying to get work done, and you see that in the background, like,
hey man, bro, Luther not dealing with none of that,
bro. I know you don't belong.
And it probably right now, let's just keep it a buck. Empire don't like aliens, right? So it probably don't make sense to have a plug or contact right now that's alien, because it's gonna stick out. They're just gonna get harassed anyway, and it's gonna be like, what are you, huh? And then it's like you kind of blowing your cover. It might be a thing.
Got no spot. And I think in the Legends, like, that's what they were known for. Like, Bothans were like the best spot. So it's like, but again, that's not canon anymore. So a Botham can be, I'm telling you, man, the Botham might be your driver. He might be like, hey, actually, I'm a Botham. Okay, what planet? So we don't know, man. I hope they don't do that. I hope Bothans are cool. Otherwise, I don't want to know about it. Keep it how it was, or you got to give me something that's that much better.
And this would feel like, it seemed like my man Tony Gilroy got like free reign to do what he doing.
Yeah, you could tell he got carte blanche up in
so
there,
like, nah, I ain't really trying to he already he one of the first people to really be making some dope Star Wars. It's like, don't have to use the card. Like, I grew up a Star Wars fan. Like, I like this type of story, but I'm not like Star Wars guy, right? Like, I just like the story out that want to tell in this. This is what I do. This is what I do.
I'll take hey, listen, we get that a lot, right? We get that a lot where people, they like, hey man, this is kind of just what I do. I ain't really I'm glad. I think not like we heard him say this, but I think you're right. I think you called it. I think he a little bit more out front with that. Like, hey man, I make spy movies. This just happened to be in my wheelhouse, and I'm a excellent filmmaker, screenplay writer. I came in. He fixed Rogue One. He coming in here now. He got his own show. This is what he do. This is in his wheelhouse. I'd rather him do that than him come in and try to fake it.
Yeah.
And try to make something about Jedis and stuff, and now you know what I mean, like changing lore around, like Ryan Johnson. You know what I mean? Come in and try to make his own little crappy movie. J.J. Abrams too, to an extent, where they make these. They pretty much tell the same story no matter what genre they in, no matter what IP they got.
Yeah,
I like what this dude is doing, man. It seemed like he honest with it. Like, nah, this is what I'm making spy stuff. I'm not gonna try to tell you how the Force work. I'm not gonna try to change the way hyperdrive is. This makes sense, and I'm gonna show you exactly why this makes sense. I like it, man. I'm with it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I'm like I say, yeah, 100%. And to me, I'll say right now is my favorite, but we're gonna get into what your favorite show is right now. Are you saying the best show? I'm saying it's my best show. Favorite and best is different, but